What is going on, everybody? Bastion YG coming at you with a Chaos Trickstar deck profile. I posted a deck profile on the Trickstars a few weeks back, and to be honest, I started to feel that was a bit cloggy with the Wind Witches and everything. So this is my updated deck profile. I took this to my locals tournament not too long ago, and actually did really well, much better than I thought it would do. I went in there just looking to have some fun, play a little Trickstars, mess with some people, but it actually did really well. It did surprisingly well against the zoo matchups. I did fairly okay against the Paleozoic matchup, and it just ran over the True King Dino. So hopefully this will bring you guys luck also. So let's get into the deck profile real quick. We want to start off with the standard triple Candina. Your searcher of the deck searches for everything Trickstar related. Incredible card. Then you're gonna play, of course, the triple Lycris and the single Lilybell. You only need Lilybell at 2. You don't really want to see her in the opening hand too much, although it can be a surprisingly good normal summon mid to late game. Because let's say your opponent has 1600 life points and you have a Lycris in the grave. What you can do is you can normal summon Lilybell, tag directly, then you bring Lycris to your hand, special summon Lycris targeting the Lilybell, and when Lilybell is added to your hand, you get to special summon her again and then attack directly again for another 800, which is just like a little thing you can do with her. So I think she's really good, but no more than one, because you want to focus on beating your opponent down with things like BLS or interrupting your opponent's place, and overall just burning them to death. So triple Lycris for that, and the single Lilybell. Now, because of the Chaos variant, we're going to want to play a lot of light and dark hand traps, so here we go. I want to play triple Ghost Reaper Winter Cherries. I still haven't picked up the other two. I was able to borrow 2 from a friend to play in the tournament, and they did not disappoint. They're really good. Definitely maxes out at 3. I'll probably pick these 2 up next week when I go back, but yeah, you want to play 3 Ghost Reaper. They're really cheap right now. I think they're like $5 at most, so I thought it would be good to pick them up, and it worked really well. You want to play double Honest, of course, to beat over everything. Double Drone Lockbird for the combo, and also just a great card to have. Next, 2 Ghost Ogre. In this format, it's an incredible card. You want to play double DD Crow. Yes, I main deck it because it's so good against pretty much every single deck I see it as, and because it works so well because you need the darks in the graveyard for to summon BLS and things of that nature. So I really like DD Crow interrupting my opponent's place in the graveyard. I was playing against a Paleo player, and he would try to chain to special summon from the grave, and I would just DD Crow and banish their target. So Crow is definitely good, catches a lot of people off guard. You want to play this spiciness right here, the Eater of Millions. Basically, it's a free special summon. You gotta banish 5 cards from your hand, field, and/or extra deck face down. You had to special summon it that way. You can't normal summon it, which is, I mean, it's okay. But this thing gains 100 attack for every face down banished card, and when it battles, you can activate the effect once per turn as part of the damage step to banish the opponent's monster face down instead. So that's really good to get over big monsters, which I've mentioned in my other Trickstar build that Trickstars have a lot of trouble dealing with big monsters. That's why we run the Honests and the Eater of Millions. And you want to play the single Gofu, because why not? The free Deco Talker, you know. And 1 BLS, because unfortunately it is at 1. Hopefully the next ban list will take care of that. Maybe we'll have it at 2 and we can replace the Gofu for BLS. But yeah, that's going to be it for the monsters for the deck. Now we're going to go into the spells. You're going to play, let's see, triple light stage. There's really no reason to run any less than 3. This is actually one of the greatest field spells I've ever ran. It's so good. And you definitely want to max out on this, because there was this on my duel against the zoo player. I remember I actually activated this card 3 times in my first turn because he kept negating and popping it, so I wasn't able to search. But I was able to search it for the 3rd time and was able to get it off, and it helped out a lot in that duel. Also, never forget, try not to forget anyway, about the 2nd effect that this thing has, or the 3rd effect, which is that you can actually, once per turn, you can select a face down card your opponent controls and freeze it until the end phase. Never forget that. I messed up so badly in my game against the True King Dino player, and he Quaking Mirror forced me, and it was just really bad because I was attacking for game, and I mean I still won, but it took so much longer because I completely forgot about that effect. So definitely don't forget about that. Don't be sleeping on that effect, because you want to see that as soon as possible. You want to play the triple terraforming, self-explanatory. Then you want to play triple contract with Don 1000. This was a surprisingly effective card in the tournament, because I don't know why a lot of people just saw that this card as like the biggest threat. They didn't want to take any damage. They didn't care if they drew a card or anything. It's basically a card that for some reason people feel the need to respond to immediately and deal with. So it's just a really good, it can be used as a diversion card. It also works really well towards your ultimate goal, which is dragging your opponent's life points to 0, and you get a draw. So that's something Trickstars really need, is more draw power. So definitely triple contract with 10,000. And going along with that draw power, double Pot of Desires. I have never played Pot of Desires in the deck until I started playing Trickstars, and let me tell you, this is the best card I've ever played. It's incredible, especially with where is it? The Eater of Millions card, because this is gonna gain 100 per face banished face down. So summoning this after you activate this is already gonna be at 1500 attack. And there was a point when I was going up against a Paleo player where he activated Pot of Desires too. So this came out at 2500 B-sticks, so there was something that he definitely had to respond to. So 2 Pot of Desires, I think they're at $3 maximum right now. Super easy to pick up. Definitely recommend it. Then you want to play the 1 Raigeki, because Raigeki broken, and the 1 Scapegoat. I got this off once. I only drew into it once in the tournament, and it actually really well. Worked really well, because you can go into Mrs. Radiant and a Proxy Dragon, and then you can potentially summon 3 monsters from your extra deck. So that's also a really good little combo you can do, and it's just overall really good if you want to get like Top Logic Bomber Dragon, which I got off once. It's just a really good card for now. Actually, if BLS comes to 2, I'll probably take this out, but I just think it's a good little fun card, nostalgic to play. Now that's for the traps. Of course, you want to play your triple reincarnation. Super broken. You banish your entire hand, they draw the same. It's so nuts. It's such a good card. Along with that, you want to play 2 Recall and 1 Solemn Warning. You can play Strikes, but I just feel like Recall, on top of being a cheaper option, is a better option because it makes your opponent draw a card, and if you have Likers on the field, you can burn them for more damage. There was actually a play when I was going up against Zoo where I had Likers on the field, and I activated Reincarnation, I went first. I summoned my Lycris, I set Reincarnation, set Recall, activated Reincarnation, and they Ash Blossomed me. At that point, you can Recall, negate the Ash Blossom, they draw a card, they're going to take the damage for that, and then on top of that, they're going to take the damage for banishing their hand. So it's just, I think Recall is better than Solemn Strike in this deck, but that's just my opinion. You guys can play strikes if you please. It's a 41 card deck, main deck. I can't really decide what to cut, maybe the Scapegoat, but I think it's really good right now. For the extra deck, you want to play one Holly Angel for those niche scenarios where you might want to summon it. Double Proxy Dragon because you play Gofu, so you can make the tokens go into Proxy Dragon and then go Deco Talker. And you also play this Scapegoat, so you play the one Mrs. Radiant. What I was saying before about the Mrs. Radiant and the Proxy Dragon. So yeah, if I wasn't playing Gofu or Scapegoat, I would just take these three out. Deco Talker, because it's just a good card right now. Topologic Bomber. Yeah, I still think this is a good card. I pulled it off against the Dinos and banished their entire, not banished, I destroyed their entire field, and it was just really satisfying to get off. That's it for the links. Now for the Xyz. You play your Toad for your Cherries target. Break Sword. I actually went to this a few times. It's pretty good. Because you make it with 2 Lycris, and you can get off. You can get rid of problematic monsters or spell traps that your opponent's playing. You can actually pop the contracts with non-thousands because they're not really that important. So definitely one of those. Tornado Dragon, Abyss Dweller, Broadbolt, Trident, the Mini Utopia package, and not Castell, because my phone actually ran out of space, so I had to stop recording for a little bit. Basically, not Castell, because I do fear that ABC is going to be a very formidable opponent, a very viable deck, once the new ban list comes out. Hopefully smacking the crap out of Zoo, because I'm so sick of playing against that deck. That's why I'm playing the Trident and the Bravo. If you want, for extra Zoo hate, you can play a Chalk 9, that way you have 3 Cherries target for it. Completely up to you. Anyway, this is going to be a ABC Dragon Buster, their fusion. I forget exactly what it's called, I think that's what it is. Because I've never gone into Castell and Trickstars. You rarely go into your extra deck. And the other thing I've really gone into is Tornado Dragon, Break Sword, and Utopia. I don't really even go into Dweller that much, but I know it's really good against, like, I don't know, like Swarms or things like that. Oh, Omega. If you don't want to play the Gofu or the Scapegoats, that's perfectly fine. That means you won't need these Link monsters in your extra deck. You can put Minerva, Psyframe Lord Omega, things like that. Whatever caters to what you think is best. This is just what I thought was best for my locals, so I went with it. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you on the next one. Later.